Well, I don't know about y'all, but I surely did enjoy that game this weekend.
Yeah, that Clemson game, that sure was one wild game. Ed, why don't you break it down for us?
Yeah, it was a really thrilling game this weekend, so let's get right to it. Well, South Carolina made it 4 straight wins over their in-state rival Clemson Saturday. The Gamecocks won 27-17 victory, made it the first time since 1954 that South Carolina has beaten Clemson 4 consecutive times. Quarterback Dylan Thompson led the way, throwing for 3 touchdowns, including this one to Bruce Ellingson in the 4th quarter to put the game away for the Gamecocks and put them up by 10. Thompson got the start after Connor Shaw was unable to play with an ankle injury. Thompson finished with 310 yards for the game, which is the most by any Gamecock playing at Clemson in at least 12 years. But the history didn't stop there. Saturday's victory gave Steve Spurrier the most wins by any Gamecock football head coach as he passed legendary coach Rex Enright. Jadeveon Clowney also set the USC single sack record with 13.5 sacks. The Gamecocks finished the season at 10-2 and will await the announcement of which bowl game they will be heading to. And history was definitely made with the Gamecocks' victory Saturday, but what was it like in 1954 when the Gamecocks last won 4 in a row against Clemson? Emily Dassel will tell us more.
It was the Battle of the Palmetto State. Carolina and Clemson faced off this Saturday in their big rivalry in Death Valley. USC student Pat Ryan says this was his first Carolina-Clemson game at Death Valley, and he enjoyed cheering on his team.
It was great. Where I was sitting, I was surrounded by Gamecock fans and Clemson fans, so there was a lot of back and forth between the two with different cheers and kind of yelling and screaming. But no, it was a nice environment. It didn't get too crazy, but it was fun to be able to cheer on our team in their house.
The Gamecocks clinched their 4th consecutive win over Clemson with a 27-17 victory. The first Carolina-Clemson game ever was over 100 years ago. The last time Carolina beat Clemson 4 years in a row was here at Williams-Brice Stadium in the 1950s, but the first Carolina-Clemson game ever wasn't here. It was here at the South Carolina State Fairgrounds in 1896. It was called Big Thursday, and the entrance fee was only a quarter. The last time USC beat Clemson 4 years in a row, Truman and Eisenhower were presidents, and there were only 48 states. USC senior Chris Brown says he's excited to say the Gamecocks won every year he's been here.
It's awesome to know that I'm the most recent person since the 50s to know that we've beat Clemson every year that I've been a student, and it just feels good.
Coach Steve Spurrier says this is something for seniors to be excited about.
Yeah, that's good for them. They'll sort of a feather in the hat, whatever you call it, something that they can take with them that they won all 4 years.
Pat Ryan says even though it's been over 50 years, he expects the wins to keep happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, but this is a different Carolina, and I think things are going to change.
If they can win against Clemson next year, it will be the first time the Gamecocks have beat them 5 years in a row. Emily Dassel, Carolina News.
The Gamecocks have won 3 of their last 4 games at Clemson. And the men's basketball team was in action Thanksgiving break, playing 3 games. The Gamecocks had the rebound from a loss to Rider at Colonial Life Arena Wednesday. Frank Martin's team went to Mexico for the conclusion of the Hoops for Hope Classic, where they defeated Missouri State Saturday and Arkansas Little Rock Sunday. The Gamecocks are currently 5-1 on the season, and their next game is in New York against St. John's Thursday. And the women's basketball team was also busy over the break. Dawn Staley's squad went to the Virgin Islands to play in the Paradise Jam. The team went 3-0 at the Jam, defeating Hampton, Florida Gulf Coast, and DePaul. The Lady Gamecocks extended their win streak to 7 games. They'll try to make it 8 when they face Drexel Wednesday at Colonial Life Arena. So we just had a really busy past week with Gamecock sports. A lot of great things going on with the football team, basketball team, as well as the Lady Gamecocks. So a lot to look forward to going forward.
It just makes me a little sad that the football season's coming to an end.
It is, but we'll have a bowl game coming soon.
I know. I'll definitely miss it. But coming up next, we'll